Once upon a time, Vicki was trapped by the curse of her thoughts. It had her believing she was powerless, imperfect, and weak. Then one day, the curse started to lessen, and Vicki could see a little clearer. As each day passed, her thoughts improved until she broke free. She then began creating magic in her life. Now, Vicki is getting ready to marry her Prince Charming. This is her manifesting success story. Hello and welcome to this interview. I am back with Vicki Pace for interview number 20. Of course, I'm your host, Cassie Parks, and I am excited to talk to Vicki about what's awesome today. So let's start there. What's awesome?
I made a chocolate pie today.
Oh,
And I am going to New York City in 2 days.
Woo! Yay!
Yeah, and tonight I'm going back to my old theater to see a performance and hang out with my friend. Like, we'll see it together. It'll be a fun girl date. And I just spent a really fun weekend working overnight at the nanny house, and we had like a Halloween night where we made like spooky brownies and watched Coraline, and I made homemade pizza like I did when I was a kid, and it was just so fun. And all the popcorn. So yeah, so many great things. I'm really excited. Oh my gosh, and Thanksgiving too. That just kind of came up. That my mom and sister are coming into town for Thanksgiving, and it's turning out to be kind of a big thing, and it's going to be 10 people or more.
Yay, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Especially because it wasn't planned, and it's like one of the scripts I remember you having.
Yeah, and I feel like that during that workshop, I may have scripted each of the holidays, it was something
Yeah.
like that. And yeah, Thanksgiving was one of them, and it was really important to me to host a holiday. And this is so great that it all just kind of happened like within the hour. The tickets were bought and plans were made, and it's done and it's happening. And oh, I'm just so excited. And like within the same couple of days, I bought my ticket home for Christmas, which is amazing because I haven't been home for Christmas in like 3 years.
Yes.
And
Yay.
it's so fun that I don't have any kind of shadow of, I don't know, in the past, there may have been a flavor of, well, like, I can go home because I didn't get cast in a show.
Right.
But now it's like that's null and void.
Oh, that's awesome. And as you were saying that, like I'm going home for Christmas. Yeah, this is the first year I think that we've worked together where it's just a decision. It's not a coaching thing. Like
Mhm.
I was totally shocked to hear that, which is awesome.
Yeah, and it's great. I didn't have to borrow any money to do it either. I was able to just do it.
Yay. How does that feel?
So good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so great. Very freeing, and I just love it.
Awesome. Yay. Oh, I love that. So much is good.
Mhm.
And I want to rewind a little bit to our
Mhm.
kind of our last a couple of things, but it wasn't good maybe like a month ago, a couple of weeks ago.
Mhm.
You were not feeling so hot. Can we talk about that?
Yeah. Well, I tested positive for COVID. First of all, that was the biggest thing. And that was on the heels of deciding to recommit to scripting every day. And I think about 2 weeks into my 3 week commitment, I got sick. And I think I did finish my commitment to myself. And then I spent 6 weeks being very ill, and thankfully I was never hospitalized. I didn't need to, but it was not fun, and it brought up a lot of stuff for me. And I think I've grown on a fantastic level of learning how to be and exist while sick.
Yes.
Because in the past I've gotten sick, or life happens, and I've had migraines in the past, and you kind of dabble in how to exist when you're sick. But when you're sick for a significant amount of time, and for me it was 6 weeks of symptoms, that was a long time to just I had a lot of thoughts of what am I doing? Just crisis thoughts that are just not helpful when you're trying to recover. And I learned on a deeper level how to handle those moments. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Any anything you want to share about that deeper level? Like what did that look like or feel like, and you don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, I hadn't been on a lot of calls in the beginning of it, so I was just kind of meandering through my sickness on my own. But then I started getting on some calls with you and talking about things that I wanted and needed to change. And you kept bringing my attention back to, you need to get better. You can force feed all of these fixes, but they're going to be hows, and it's not going to be a fix. And you'll have to circle back to it eventually. And I didn't hear that for a while. I think it wasn't until my last week or two of being ill that, what did you say? I think you said your job right now is to get better. Anytime you feel those thoughts bubble up of, I don't know what to call them, crisis or panic or something, you just said, just take a nap, take a rest, and or take a moment to recover. And for me, it was connecting to the moment, like getting present again. And taking a rest was, sometimes I was in the middle of work, so I couldn't rest or take a nap. I would just step out of the house and close my eyes and breathe for a second. And that helped ground me pretty instantly. And, or I just kind of shook it off and told myself, that is not my work right now. My work is getting better. And that really helped turn the corner for me. And I was better in a week. And not that that's like an end all cure all, but I felt better. So I got better.
Yes. Right. Because you weren't, in a way you surrendered, like, okay, I don't feel like this is my number one priority, is to get better, whatever that takes, not be trying to make sure I script or do this or kind of force all of those other things. I think you really did hear, like, your job is to get better. That's it. Yeah.
And there were some days where I felt like scripting, and sometimes it was just 5 minutes. But I did think about my future self a lot, and not, I don't know, in the past I would have thought, how would my future self handle being sick? Instead it was, my job is to get better. And then if things cropped up in my life, I would bring up my future self, but not in relation to getting better. But, it is like my future self would just, my job is to get better. So I guess it is. I just wasn't relating it to my future self in the moment.
Yes. Because in the past, I think what you're saying for listeners is that you would have used it as the fix it that you kind of started talking about in the beginning, right? Oh, how would my future self, she'd probably get better right away. More as like a fix it, or,
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right. Rather than just letting, because she still gets sick. There's still not perfect days. And she just allows those and really gets better.
Yeah. And I think you had told me in the beginning to sort of embrace it and be okay with being sick. And that didn't resonate with me. But what did resonate was, my job is to get better. And I think that phrase in my head was a way for me to embrace it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That your job is to get better. Yeah. I love that. Amazing. And such growth, and such amazing growth that can come out of being sick. And it wasn't, you're here, or for listeners, it wasn't great. It wasn't like, oh, I don't feel good. It was like, I really don't feel good.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh, this is inconvenient. It was, this is awful. And we can still grow through those moments, which I think is what's so important. And so when you're doing the work, every moment is an opportunity to learn and to grow and open up to more. And
I think, I know I see that now in hindsight, but at the time I wasn't thinking I'm going to grow from this. I was thinking like, my sinuses are killing me and I'm so tired. It just was never, It really was very awful. I do not recommend it. And the longevity of it too was the kicker for me, was that like after 2 weeks it kind of got better, and then it got
Mhm.
way worse, and then it was like 4 more weeks of awfulness. So the like that to me was I could not see the end of the tunnel.
Mhm.
And so just taking that long to break down to the level where I just was like, okay, I'm getting better. This is my job. I'm getting better. And I got better in time for our trip to California, and I got to see the ocean, and I felt great the whole time. And went into Lake Tahoe and San Francisco, and I went to Alcatraz for the first time. It was all so cool.
Oh, it's so amazing. I've just started reading my kiddo, the Tahoe test. There's a Tahoe Tessie story. I don't know if they still sell it in Lake Tahoe, but it's about the Loch Ness, like essentially a Loch Ness monster in Lake Tahoe.
Oh, that's so cool. I was telling the 5-year-old about like trying to explain what the Loch Ness monster was.
Yeah.
It's so interesting talking to kids, like they're learning everything from scratch, and it's just so funny where yeah. And he related it to a dinosaur, which was cute. So it was like, yeah, it's a dinosaur. It's a lake dinosaur.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. And so cool how everything it works out when we let it, right? When we stop like and we're just like, okay, this is the one job right now. You can get better in time for the things that we want to do.
Yeah. And I don't think I asked for coaching on this subject, but while I was really sick, I had also just committed myself to losing more weight and losing it faster. So throughout all of that, I was also readjusting my fasting schedule, and it was a lot of work, and I definitely white knuckled through that whole thing. And then when it was the day I accepted with you that my job is to get better. I stopped. Well, I changed my fasting schedule to the old way of doing it, and I was eating for longer amounts of the day, and it was just, soup and crackers. I ate so much soup. But that's when I started feeling better, was when I stopped like obsessing over my weight. Oh my gosh. Like that is so ridiculous. I was trying to lose weight and I was so sick, and everyone was like, stop it. Just just get better. Don't be trying to lose weight. Anyway. And now that I'm better, I've stopped weighing myself daily and measuring daily like I used to. And I don't know. It's just been more flowing, and I'm losing weight.
Amazing.
So yeah. And that's not really my goal right now. It's just kind of to continue being healthy and feeling good. So
which I love, but you're getting this huge lesson about letting go and being in the flow of that.
Yeah.
Right. Amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. That's super exciting. And I also love doing these interviews because I could literally watch like the ahas happening in your head. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I knew that had happened, but I realized I never had asked for coaching on it on the calls. So it was just, I'm happy I got to remember to tell you today.
Me too. Thank you for sharing such awesome stuff. Well, let's change gears a little bit because you're going to start Manifest 10K again. I've changed up the program a little bit. And so now I have everyone do it twice, even though you've done it partially twice. You're going to do it again. So tell us, what are you looking forward to? How does that feel? All the stuff.
I am deeply excited. I just got like a gut flip. I'm just so stinking excited. I think what I'm looking forward to most is seeing the familiar assignments and doing them, and then seeing all these new fun things come up from them. And because even if I wanted to try to do it, like to have the same answers, I don't think I could. There's been enough time and space that I think it's all going to be brand new and unique. So
yes. Oh, so fun. I love it. So this is October, November, December. Awesome. So about the time we do your first interview in 2021, you'll be finishing that up. What do you imagine or intend that you'll be saying during that interview about Manifest 10K?
How fun and easy and interesting it was. Interesting referring to the new things that crop up
Yeah.
through doing it a third time, question mark, a second and a half time.
Yeah.
I think
I
the
love
last
it.
time I started it again because we were like stalling for time till the next workshop, and then
Uh-huh.
it was just okay, just go into your new script. So it worked out fine.
Yeah, it was perfect. And it was my, I think it was my coaching that said, like, call it complete, right?
Oh yeah.
And yeah. And, you know, as we all grow and we evolve and I see different things from different of you guys, I'm like, oh, this is important for exactly what you said, to go through it again and see those different answers, see who you've become and who you still have room to become in terms of money.
Yeah. And to see consistencies in the things I want, like fun and ease.
Yes. Oh, I love it. Because now we can add some of that in, right? Because the first time you kind of go through, it's like money. And even though you're doing LOA, a lot of people come in with that almost that white knuckle energy, right? Because even if you're trying not to, that's what we start out with because we want to do it, right? And so now you get to do it and add in the fun and ease, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think of it that way. Yes.
Yes. I love it. It's a very cool way to grow to that next level.
I'm so excited. And it sounds like you've adjusted some things since the last time I did it. So I'm curious to see what those new things are.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for all of you to go through sort of the new beginning, the new parts. The beginning is definitely different, but then other new parts as well.
Yeah, I know. And I know nothing. I can't even find them on Kajabi. So I don't know what I'm getting into. It's going to be perfect and amazing, but it makes it even more fun that you have this new section that's like the cool club mystery section that I haven't been privy to yet.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I'm so excited. Very cool. So it's mid-October 2020. We're heading, into the end of the year times. Anything that you're loving about the end of the year or you're excited? How would you not normally, pre-Enchanted Circle, did you have like an end of the year routine or did you do things? Did you start thinking certain things?
No, I've never really been a resolutions kind of person, honestly, until the Enchanted Circle. And we don't do resolutions. I sort of would set an intention.
Yeah.
I think 2020 was my year of awesome. No, maybe that was 2019.
Oh, I think that was 2019. I'm going to look it up right now as we're talking.
I don't know if I did one for 2020. Maybe it was growth, because that's certainly what happened.
That is definitely what happened for sure. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, how fun. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just looking really quick. Oh, because at the end of it was your year to sort of be in this, in part of your script, right? You moved to Fort Collins and.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I started my workshop it was January.
Yes.
So it's really fun doing my script based in the house I'm living in.
Yeah, because it gives it, tell us why.
It's just, there are moments when I'm walking around just, in my pajamas going to get a cup of coffee before the day begins. And I'm like, this is my future self.
Yes.
This is great. I'm not doing anything, but it just is. It's here, it exists, and it just is.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's happening more and more every day because of that.
Yes. And I'm traveling more. I'm having my family come for Thanksgiving. I'm spending Christmas with my family, and Jeff's coming with me to New York for the week of Christmas the whole time. So
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
He's never been, so he'll get to see the falls, and I'll force feed him all of the chicken wings and pizza. Buffalo is known for its pizza. I know people don't think that, but pizza is there. The pizza there is amazing.
Awesome. I love
Yeah.
it. Now I know something for when I go to Buffalo sometime.
Said no one ever.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Anything else that you're thinking about, or what do you think the year of 2021 is going to be?
Oh, easy creativeness.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. It was ease and it was also creativeness. I don't know. Creativity, I guess. So, yeah.
Very
Mhm.
fun. And also very future self. Like that is, even though it's, I mean, the year of awesome was awesome, right? But I
Mhm.
can even feel the up level in, oh yeah, this is going to be this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that feels right. I can't believe I'm setting that intention in October, but it feels right. So I'm gonna honor it.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, totally. Uh-huh.
Cool. Any other things on your heart or your mind that you want to make sure to share today?
Just if you are sick, to make it your job to get better. And yeah. And when I think about it, I did kind of have fun. I watched all of Downton Abbey, which I had been meaning to do for like years, and I ate a lot of delicious soup. And my new dog is still recovering from heartworm, so he had to keep it easy. Well, he still has to keep it easy, but it was just really good bonding time between the two of us. And it was also a growth learning experience to speak up for myself and say I need time off and this is it, and we'll figure it out after that, but I need 5 days off.
Yes.
So, yeah, that was yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I know that is
Mhm.
touching more than one listener. Thank
Mhm.
you also for sharing this moment in your journey with us.
Well, thank you
So
for having
awesome.
me.
Of course. And tell people if they want to follow your awesome life or see your awesome creativity that's coming, or your cute dog,
Mhm.
how can they see your life?
They can find me on Instagram. My handle is at Vicki Not Vicki, and it's spelled VICKINOTVICKY.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Well, thank you, Vicki. And thank you all for listening. Make sure to come back and check out what else is awesome and easy and creative in Vicki's life next time. The telling of stories is so powerful, both to the person telling it and the person receiving it. Since 30,000 BC, we as humans have told stories to teach and guide. And now we, with Manifesting Success Stories, hope to inspire you to what is possible in your own life. If you want more manifesting success, go to moremanifestingsuccess.com, where you'll find links to anything we've talked about on the show. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, you have the power to write your own happy ever after.